All right, we're going to do some salon shears here, and I know there's nobody watching on the live stream, but I do want to start. We're going to do a dry tissue test first, and they do not cut dry tissue. So they're not going to cut hair. See that? Look at that. All right, we got to fix them. Do a little cleaning here first. So just doing the initial inspection, there's virtually no ride lines whatsoever. Probably could, and we're gonna have to replace that bumper too. So let's do the bumper first and see how the adjustment is on it. Alright. I think yeah, so we're going to put the rubber bumper in there, I think. I'm going to clean that first. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what we can do here first. So I like to fix the problems before I sharpen. So let's clean out that. All right. And I think this takes one of the little tiny ones. Let's see. If I have the right size bumper for it. I think this is it. Yep, I do. So let's see how this looks. All right. And see, they don't close all the way. But I think we're going to be all right. I think we'll be fine with it. All right, let's move on. All right, is there not a clip plate in there? Get the bearing out. There we go. I can't tell. Yeah, I guess there is a plate in there. There it is. It's just so nasty. So there's all the parts. This girl texted me a little while ago and said she was desperate. She brought me 3 pairs of shears and none of them cut. She works at a Great Clips, fairly close by. I do a lot of the Great Clips and the sports clips. Yeah, virtually no ride line whatsoever, so we got to work that. And it's got a washer in it right there. Got a washer on top of that too. I don't think that's what it's supposed to be. Hey, Gabe. little corrosion in there. Where's my little Scotch-Brite pad? That's what I want. 76 people watching. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. Helps the algorithm out. Helps my channel out. All right, I think I got them fairly clean. Let's do some ride line work. Freshly flattened stones. Just did my stone maintenance yesterday, and I have not sharpened any shears today. Oh, I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to check the set. I may have to increase that set. Let's see how they... I'm going to increase it just a little bit here. Just a hair on both of them. All right, I think that looks a little bit better. Yeah. All right. Let's see if we can get a decent ride line out of this. That's a little corrosion right there. I'm going to see if I can, I don't know if y'all can see that or not. I'm going to use my Dremel tool to clean that up a little bit. A little bit more right there. All right, we're getting there. These are convex edge, so I want to make sure it's got a good ride line to it. And I think we're good. Let's do the other blade. My name's Mike White. I'm with Sharpen Right Services. I'm located in League City, Texas. League City's halfway between Houston and Galveston on the Texas Gulf Coast. We sharpen salon, barber, and pet grooming shears, clipper blades, sewing and industrial scissors, medical scissors, and just about any kind of knife. Caesar, are you ready? Actually, we're going to have pretty good weather. I thought we were going to be bad, but it's going to be nice and warm, so. What kind of soda do you like? So I got a little something right there at that tip. And I don't think these have ever been sharpened. They don't look, yes they have. They got a beveled edge on them. So I didn't open your box. Remind me on Monday, your box is right over there. I think it's going to be raining Sunday here. I think we're supposed to have a storm come through tomorrow evening. It's supposed to be real bad, but Sunday, I think by Sunday afternoon it's supposed to be okay, I think. I have farmers market tomorrow, and they're talking about heavy winds. I had to buy a new tent because mine collapsed at the last farmers market because of the wind. So I hope it's not real windy tomorrow. And I hope my tent doesn't collapse. All right, we're almost there. Just got a little thing at the tip there. Whoever sharpened them last time rounded that tip. Well, I hope you're not allergic to dogs. I will clean the garage out from the dog hair. I'll blow it out. Dogs leave a lot of hair in the garage. And it's warm this evening. It's 75 and 71% humidity. Very sticky. Now I'll wait till you get here and we'll talk about it. Good, that's good. We'll have something to work with. I'm hoping to, have some customers bring some stuff. It'd be nice if we had some clipper blades to do too. I've got clipper blade. I got a big old box of clipper blades, so we'll work on those too. Real thin ride line right in there. I think whoever sharpened these last time, they only sharpened the outside of the blade. They did not work the ride lines at all. That's what it looks like to me. I'm gonna have to turn those fans on. Sorry, that's gonna be more noise, guys. It is warm in here. Almost there, I think. right there. Got a flat spot right there on that blade. Caesar, have you been to Texas before? Might be culture shock for you. Hey Jim, how's the weather up in Illinois? A little bit more. I just got a little thing right there. Oh, that's nice. Well, cool. I'm looking forward to you to be here, Caesar. All right, we look good. We can move on now. I think all of these have problematic ride lines. And see, somebody has flat topped these, and there's a really bad grind on there. That's a twice as sharp. I can tell that these have been sharpened on a twice as sharp with a coarse stone. I can feel it. I can feel the edge. It's very rough. All right, there's going to be some serious corrections here, I think. Let's go for it. I probably should have changed out the abrasives. Hey Jeff, what's going on, buddy? All right, let me see what this looks like. Oh man. All right, for me to get this back to at least a 45, I'm gonna have to get aggressive. All right, I got back to 45. Somebody flat top these. Get some water on that blade. Have a good one. All right. That's a lot more material than I wanted to take off. So Caesar's coming into Houston on Sunday and is going to spend Monday and Tuesday with me learning how to sharpen. That looks pretty good. I'm going to do a little polish on the whole blade, some scratches on the back of it. I think it looks good. I still see a flat spot right here. I'm going to go back. I just don't like the way it looks. All right, I feel a consistent burr now. Oop, let me convex a little bit. I told this lady to give me 2 hours. I wasn't sure what it was going to take. I could tell that they were really damaged bad. I guarantee you she had some stress cutting hair with them this bad. I need to put some more water in my bottle. Well, I hope everybody's having a good evening wherever you're at. I was packing up my truck for the farmer's market tomorrow when she texted me and said, "Is there any way you can sharpen these today?" I said, "If you can bring them over in the next hour, I'll get them done for you." So she rushed over. All right, I think we're good. I'm going to use the thick pad to just kind of get the back of the shear a little shinier. Yeah, a little bit better. All right, I think we're good. I'm going to need that other one. I'm going to need the aggressive one to get the edge back to about 45 degrees. It's probably about 30 degrees. Man. Very much so when it's this bad. And this was the best of the 3 shears. I think that's going to work. Well, I don't claim to be a master sharpener. There's always something to learn. All right, we're better. Make sure I got a consistent burr. I do. I've got a nice consistent burr across the blade now. Dang, light. My lights not in getting on there. All right, we're good. I still got a flat spot. Right there. On both blades, there was a flat spot right in the middle. Well, if you're just watching out there, I hope you hit that thumbs up button, and also hope you consider subscribing to the channel. It does help our little business down here in Texas grow. We get a little bit of income from our YouTube channel. It helps us buy abrasives and such. And we get mail-in sharpening from all around the United States. Somebody found me on YouTube last night from Missouri and is going to send me some clipper blades to sharpen. So if y'all saw my short video on my little chamois, as you notice, I try to take most of the burr off with the microfiber towel, but I can't feel the edge with the microfiber towel. I get a lot of feedback from the blade with this chamois. And I still got a little issue with the tip. I don't like doing that. The other two pairs are beveled edge, so they won't take as long. This was the only one that was supposed to be convex from the factory. You know what I did do? I didn't polish it. I didn't polish the back. I just want to give it a little buff. There you go. That's good. All right. Back to the stones. I think my dog wants out. Yeah, they can. I mean, there's some guys that can really use the twice as sharp very well. I've seen some guys do it, but most do not. It spins too fast. They don't have the right wheel. But what do I know? All right, I think my dog wants out. All right, looks pretty good. We retained most of that ride line that we created at the beginning. I was worried about it fading because of how much material I had to take off to get it back to 45 degrees. Still a little thin up there. I'm going to see if I can give it a little bit of wider ride line at the tip. Gabe, do I follow you on social media? If I don't, make sure you message me from my website, your social media pages, so I can follow you. I always like to support other sharpeners. All right, we look good all the way here. I like it a little thicker. No, I think I'm gonna leave it a little bit, maybe a little more. A little more pressure there at the tip. I think we're good on that blade. Almost there. All right, we're good. We can move on to the fine stone now. I've got it. Well, I'd like to have a little thicker ride line right there. We're golden. We're golden. Let's go to the next round. I like it. So I've also got some knives to sharpen tonight. Somebody dropped off some EDCs in my drop box. So I need to sharpen those. I had to put them in the ultrasonic cleaner. They were filthy. The guy's a welder and fabricator. And man, he beats his knives up. And it gets dirty. Alright, we're good. Let's see if we can get it. Hopefully these are going to cut a lot better. Yep, there's a lot of guys that do the mobile sharpening. I go into the salon. I don't sharpen out of the van or the truck. I mean, I can get in my truck and do that. I have a camber top on my truck. I prefer not to do that. A few times I've had to where I didn't have room for me in a salon or a small barber shop. I get a lot of business they bring them here to me. I'm in a densely populated area. There's over 100 salons and barber shops within a 5-mile radius. Well, Chair Guy, I just do this for my own entertainment on YouTube, so I'm gonna do a wet tissue test on these. I feel a little something on there. I just do it to interact with you guys, folks out there. I'm gonna have to adjust that bumper a hair. I had to take off so much material. There we go. A little bit more. Still got something going on at the tip. They're cutting good. I'm gonna polish them just a little bit more. Set the I'm gonna run a little bit more polish on them. Oh yeah. Should be happy. So those are done. All right, we got 2 more pair to do. Like I said, the other 2 pair are beveled edge, so that's a little faster. There we go. Maybe a little more tension. One more click. They feel a lot better. Awesome. So those are done. Let's do the next pair. Olivia Gardens. And look at the dry tissue test. They will not cut. Hair. Look at that. Very bad. They cut, but not like they're supposed to. Let's get them done. She doesn't clean them. That's one of the problems. Y'all see how nasty those are? I don't think these have ever been sharpened. Don't look like it anyway. All right, let's get this done. It's almost cocktail time. Well, these are not thousands of dollars pairs. These are probably $125 pair. But yeah, there's some of them spend thousands of dollars on them. It's past cocktail time for you, Jeff. It's almost 6 where you're at. A little bit more. My OCD is kicking in. Are you watching some other channel? Watching 2 channels at the same time? Got Jim O'Donnell or Bonnie on? Just a little something right there that I don't like. I like that. That's good. Looks good, looks good, looks good. Let's get this done. Well, the dog just got up and left. I don't know what her deal was. I'm looking for the edge refractions of light. That tells me there's damage there. You can't see it, but I'm surrounded by light. I mean, I've got multiple lights shining all around. And so when I'm looking at that ride line and looking at that edge, I can see damage along the edge, microscopic damage. Well, that's going to pull hair. And so I want to clean the ride line. The ride line is where the 2 shears meet. There's 2 parts of a shear. There's the outside cutting edge, which we're getting ready to sharpen, but there's also what's called the ride line or the hone line. You see that reflection? See that little shiny part, mirror image along that there? From the tip all the way down through here. It's where the shears ride together. That's part of the cutting action of a salon shear. And it's got to be just about perfect. And so I'm sitting here in the light and I'm kind of just moving it back and forth, and I can see damage on that inside edge. So you work the inside edge on a flat stone, and then I'm going to use the machine to sharpen the outside edge. And we'll come back to the stones at the end to refine the edge once again. And so I want it even all the way around. I want it to look really good, and I don't want to see any refractions of light on this outside edge. Because refractions of light means there's damage. It's not consistent. The edge is not clean. No other way to say that. I'm not articulating it well. So right now, there's still, I've gotten that's fixed. That looks really good, but I still got a little refraction of light right in this area here on that edge. So I'm going to reposition my fingers over that edge and just give it a little bit of downward pressure on there. Shears are not flat. They're actually slightly curved. So I've got to have some downward pressure to get that cleaned up. We're almost there. These are just worn, you know. I mean, these have never been sharpened, I don't think. They don't look like they've ever been sharpened. Yeah, you can. I'm sure you can see it. There's a little bit right there. You can see it right there. See that refract? See that little spot? I think you can see it in the camera. I need to fix that. Still got two areas, one there and one there. You're welcome. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you subscribe to the channel. All right, so I still see it right there and right there. Thought I had it. That's why you have to kind of move it around the light. That's why you have to have so much light around you, different angles. I'm gonna rotate the stone too. I'm working the stone in the same area. Almost there. I think we're good. I'm going to move on. We're going to come back to the stones anyway, so. I pretty much sharpen any kind of knife, yeah. I mean, if it's an odd blade with an odd curve or something, sometimes I'll turn it down. Yeah, I get a lot of cheap knives. I carry a cheap knife because I lose them so bad that I buy cheap knives for myself. right, here we go. All right, I got a nice consistent edge. Like I said, this is going to be faster once we're not having to convex these. Well, the problem with the cheap knives and scissors, I charge $10 for a pair of, sewing scissors, and sometimes people bring me those cheap Walmart ones that are $2, and I tell them, just go throw these away and go buy you a new pair. I'm honest with them. There's no reason for you to spend $10 sharpening a $2 pair of scissors from Walmart or Amazon or whatever. That looks good. I'm gonna do it one more time. I got most of the burr off of it, but I want a little bit more on the 1500. All right, we're good. Oh yeah, I mean, the metal makes a difference. Especially when sharpening knives, I can tell right away. Now, I use belts to sharpen, and I can tell if it's crap metal as soon as I put it on the first belt. All right, that's good. If you want to learn about the different metals on knives, I would tell you go to the website sharpeningsupplies.com. They've got a lot of different educational material on the different metals for different knives, the pros and cons. Looking good, looking good, looking good. I appreciate everybody watching out there. I hope you hit that thumbs up button. I also hope you subscribe to the channel. Always trying to increase our subscriber count. And hopefully if you subscribe, you'll come watch some of the other videos. Oh, no worries, man. I'm always here to answer if I can. I may not know the answer to it, but I appreciate you popping in. Yeah, it's like anything else. You never know what you're going to get, For the most consistent knives I see with a good blade are bench-made, A good bench-made knife, they're just so expensive. Still got a micro burr on this, just popped up. I think I got it. I think we're good. Let's move on. We'll put that one on. I'm going to need that in a minute. All right, back to the stones. See the micro burr left on the stone? I always like case knives. They're always quality. Old folder, can't beat them. A little bit more at the tip. Got a little haze. Still got a little something on there. This is 1,000 grit. All right, that's good. We're going to move to the next blade. Should not have taken me this long to sharpen. I had a lot of problems with that first shear. Looks good. Well, this lady works at a Great Clips, and I'm sure Saturdays are probably her busiest day. So she was begging me to do these. I said, bring them over, I'll get them done. All right, we're good. We're going to move on to the fine. This one is a 6,000. You were asking about stones. This is a 6,000 fine stone. And so I want that to look like glass from there all the way to the tip. Love it. Looks good. We got one more pair of shears after this. It's another pair of beveled edge. good. Looks good. How dirty they are. All the parts are filthy. See, this one needs a bumper on it too. All right, I didn't notice that. So we got to put a new bumper on here. All right, let's see what we got. Got all kinds of junk in it. Ugh. Look at that. That's gross. Well, I appreciate everybody watching out there. All right, that's going to be the wrong size bumper. Well, let's go ahead and put them together so I can find the right size bumper. Tell me where you're watching from. UK. It's nice and evening in the UK, right? Well, let me see. I hate to waste my good bumpers. Cold, huh? Netherlands, Toledo, Ohio. It is nice down here in Texas. It's 71 degrees in the shop, but it's humid. All right, so if you're at the beginning, it wouldn't cut tissue paper. Now it just cuts like butter, and it would not cut hair. I'm not going to do a wet test because I know it's going to cut well. So we want to test at the back, we want to test in the middle, and we want to especially test at the tip. She'll be happy. All right, so let's do our final adjustment. I got one more pair to do. All right, she can cut hair now. One more pair, let's go. So they're so loose. She needs to learn how to adjust her shears. Oh, let's do a test. Whoop. Let me show you how. Let's see how they cut. They're very loose. So let's see if it cuts. And see, they don't even cut tissue paper. They should be able to cleanly cut 1-ply toilet tissue. See how it pushes the hair? It cuts, but it pushes first. All right, let's get them done. I want this night to be over with. I gotta go sharpen some knives later. Yep, you know, they're probably 2,000 pounds now. Everything's more expensive. Ride lines are not too bad, so we won't have to do as much work here. There is some wear. I didn't check the set. Looks good. Yeah, we're okay. All right, we got a clean ride line, so we're going to move on. We're okay. Let's go. Let's move on. I can feel how rough it is with the marker. I feel like there's a little flat spot on these too. right, we're good. We're going to move on. Hey, Frank. All right, we're good. All right, I think we're good. We're going to move on. Talking about taking a knife completely apart, I've never done that. I don't ever take any knives apart. I think I got a consistent burr now. So you're trying to take the stud off so you can sharpen the back of the blade. It's got a thumb stud on it. I try to work around that if I can. I'm afraid to take them off. All right, I think we're good. I think we're golden. Let's go back to the stones. Let's turn that dust collector off. I don't think we need it. Still got the fans on. It's pretty warm in here. I think we're good. Like I said, I didn't think it was going to take much on these. Oh, I see what you're saying. You don't have an ultrasonic cleaner or anything like that? Get you some WD-40 and spray it real good. Maybe soak it overnight. That's good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Yeah, WD-40, soak it. Maybe put it in a little plastic container and soak it down real good. Let it sit overnight. Get you an old toothbrush, maybe. I don't know. Cleaned it up. Dremel tool comes in handy too. If you don't have that in your arsenal, you should. I have like 3 of these in the shop, hanging on the walls. I need a new brush on that, but all right, we're good. All right, guys, we're about finished. Well, I've been sharpening knives since I was about 10, and I'm 61. I was a Boy Scout. Always hunted and fished as a kid. Was a Boy Scout leader for about 12 years. I've been doing the business for about 11 years this month as a business. Yeah, use your little Dremel tool with a little brush and clean it up, Frank. I'll do that on some little pocket knives from time to time. Like I said, I've got 5 or 6 EDCs over here I'm going to do. I'm going to take a break. So, would not cut 1-ply tissue. There it is. Still pulling at the tip a little bit. Let me see if I can polish that a little bit. I think we're okay. Let's test the hair. All right, so it's cut at the back, cuts at the back. Cut in the middle, cuts in the middle. Tip is the most important. Still pushing a little bit at the tip. No, maybe not. I think we're good. I'm gonna leave them. She'll be happy. All right, guys. Guys and gals, boys and girls, that's it for now. I may turn the camera back on in a little while when I do those EDCs. Jeff, Frank, Jim, you guys have a good one. Still feels something. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all have a good one. Like I said, I might come back on in a little while, but I'm going to follow Jeff's lead there. Jeff called.